After days of analyzing the Bihar electoral rolls following the special intensive revision, we were left with one lingering question. Why were 7 lakh more women deleted from Bihar's electoral rolls? It felt like a puzzle the Hindu data team chased for weeks with no clear answer. Then, on August 17, a new dataset was released. The Supreme Court had directed the Chief Electoral Officer of Bihar to publish the names of all those deleted from the rolls. That data had the names of all the deleted electors, their gender and age. We analyzed it, but instead of solving the mystery, the new detailed data only made us come up with fresh questions. It revealed that a large number of women in Bihar were marked as permanently shifted. The number of men in that category was much lower. Now here is the problem. Lakhs of men leave Bihar every year in search of work. So why is it that women who mostly migrate after marriage within the state are being deleted in such large numbers? Or do they migrate out of the state in large numbers due to marriage too? The puzzle remains, and the answer may reveal more about the society than just the electoral rolls. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Datapoint. Let's start from the beginning. When we began this analysis, we had two sets of electoral rolls. One released in January this year and another in August after the intensive revision. We compared the two, and here is what we found. The Election Commission had deleted 25 lakh male electors and 32 lakh female electors. That's why I said at the beginning of this video, 7 lakh more women were deleted. We used more data to investigate this puzzle. We checked deaths. Did women die more than men? No. In fact, during the COVID years, more men died than women. And in other years, death rates were roughly the same. So deaths do not explain the gender variance. Next, we looked at migration patterns. Among 100 male migrants in India, 31 had migrated from another state and 65 from within the same state. But among 100 female migrants, only 7 moved across states. A staggering 93 migrated within their home state. This was true in the case of Bihar too. So migrating out of the state doesn't explain it either. Then we thought maybe literacy. Only 55% of women in Bihar are literate compared to 76% of men. Could this mean women faced more difficulty filling out enumeration forms? We checked district by district, but no. Deletions weren't higher in places with low female literacy. So literacy didn't explain it either. One by one, the explanations fell away. Deaths doesn't explain, migrating out of the state doesn't explain it, illiteracy doesn't explain it. So what does? Thanks to the Supreme Court, we got a new data source to find the explanation on August 17. After the Supreme Court's intervention, the Election Commission finally released the complete list of deleted voters, along with reasons for such exclusions. We thought, here is our chance to repeat the analysis. But there was a problem. Many of the files were image PDFs, not searchable text, just scanned pictures of pages. Almost impossible to scrape at scale. So we tried a little bit of a different approach. We focused only on 72 seats for which we were able to scrape data till now. This includes the 10 seats which recorded the most elector deletions. So that's a good enough sample. These 72 seats became our window into this mystery. Because this latest data set released in August not only told us how many voters were deleted, but also why they were deleted and even their age and gender. And what we found threw us off the trail even further. First, the reasons. Out of the 20.23 lakh deletions in these 72 seats, 43% were deleted for permanently shifting. 15% were deleted as they were not found or untraceable. 31% were deleted as they were dead, and about 11% were deleted as they were duplicates. So yes, migration seems to be the biggest reason for deletions. That much is clear. But then we slice the data by gender. And here is where it gets very interesting. Among the dead, 53% were women, 47% were men. Not much of a variance. Among those marked as not found, 54% were women, 46% were men. Again, no big difference. Among duplicates, 51% women, 49% men. Still no variance. But then came the twist. Among those marked as permanently shifted, 61% were women, only 39% were men. A sizable gender gap. So it looks like the extra 7 lakh deletions among women are happening because women are migrating out of Bihar more than men, at least according to the ECI. We looked closer. This time we broke the numbers by age. Among the 18 to 29-year-olds, of all those deleted for being permanently shifted, 73% were women, only 27% were men. That is nearly 3 times more women than men among exclusions. Among 30 to 39-year-olds, 63% were women, 37% were men. In the younger age brackets, when marriage migration is most common, women were overwhelmingly deleted as migrated out. But for men, even though work migration is also very common under 40, their deletions didn't rise in the same way. So the only way this could have happened is if more women actually migrated out of Bihar than men, especially among younger electors. Just rewind a bit. We showed earlier that out of every 100 female migrants in India, only 7 moved across states. That was the percentage share. But then we asked, what about the absolute numbers? Are women actually migrating out of the state in large numbers than men? To check this, we turn to the most reliable evidence we have on migration, the 2011 census. Here is what it showed. Nearly 17.7 lakh women had left Bihar due to marriage. In comparison, only about 43,000 men had done so. Now look at work migration numbers. 21.2 lakh men had shifted out of Bihar for work, but only 1.5 lakh women had done the same for work. So overall, with all other reasons combined, 38.5 lakh men migrated out of Bihar versus 36 lakh women. So even in 2011, 2.5 lakh more men had migrated out of the state than women. And we know male work migration has only grown in the 14 years after census 2011, which means the gap today should even be wider. And yet, the deletions tell us a different story. So why were more migrant women excluded in the special revision of the rolls? Is it because men who migrated for work were already being weeded out in the earlier summary revisions? That question can actually be answered because the data from previous revisions according to the ECI is available, and we are going to dig into that in the forthcoming analysis in the Hindu's Datapoint section. But here is another angle. We have been assuming that only women who migrated out of Bihar were being excluded from the electoral rolls. But what if women who simply moved from one constituency to another within Bihar were also struck off? Because that is a massive number, far outnumbering men who migrate within the state. Think about this. A woman in Purnia gets married and has moved to Patna. If her name isn't added to Patna's rolls, she will be treated as permanently migrated out from Purnia and deleted from the electoral roll there. Now ideally, she should have been given 2 choices. If she wanted to vote in Patna, she should have been given an enumeration form there. If she wanted to keep her vote in Purnia, she should not have been deleted at all. If neither had happened, then it amounts to one thing: disenfranchisement. And that is what we plan to investigate further using ground reports. This story is still unfolding. See you in the next video as we dig deeper into Bihar's special intensive revision. Thanks for watching the video, and for more such videos, subscribe to The Hindu.